Someone compliments you in front of a group, or you trip in public, or a teacher calls on you and every eye in the room turns your way. And suddenly, without asking your permission, your face turns red. You didn't choose it. You can't stop it. You can't even hide it. The harder you try to will it away, the worse it seems to get. So what is actually happening inside your body in that moment? And why can't you control it, no matter how badly you want to? Blushing happens when the blood vessels just under the skin of your face suddenly widen. That's it at the most basic level. More blood flowing closer to the surface, which is why your cheeks, ears, and neck can visibly flush red or pink. But here's the part that makes blushing so strange compared to almost every other physical reaction. It's controlled by a part of your nervous system you don't get a vote on. Your body runs two nervous systems side by side. One is the kind you're used to controlling, the one that moves your arm when you want to pick something up, or turns your head when you want to look somewhere. The other is called the autonomic nervous system, and it runs completely in the background. It controls things like your heartbeat, your digestion, your sweating, all the processes your body handles automatically, without asking for your input. Blushing lives entirely inside that second system, which means, biologically speaking, you have exactly as much control over blushing as you do over your own heartbeat. You can't consciously order your blood vessels to stay narrow, any more than you can consciously order your heart to slow down. The command center for blushing simply isn't wired to your willpower. So why does this particular automatic system get triggered by social embarrassment specifically? The leading theory involves a rush of adrenaline. When you feel embarrassed, exposed, or suddenly the center of attention, your brain interprets that as a kind of threat, not a physical one, but a social one. And your body's stress response doesn't always distinguish clearly between a predator is chasing me and everyone in this room just watched me trip. Either way, adrenaline floods your system. Your heart rate ticks up, and your blood vessels, including the ones near the surface of your face, dilate as part of that same stress response. The blush isn't a separate reaction to embarrassment. It's a side effect of the exact same alarm system that handles fear. Charles Darwin actually wrote about blushing back in the 1800s. And he found it fascinating for a very specific reason. It seemed to be the only human expression that couldn't be faked. You can force a smile. You can force tears or a look of surprise. But you cannot force yourself to blush on command. The moment you try, nothing happens because it isn't wired to intention at all. Darwin proposed that blushing might actually serve a social purpose. It's an honest, visible signal to others that you're aware you've broken a social norm or that you feel exposed, a kind of built-in, unfakeable apology written across your face. In a way, blushing might exist specifically because it can't be controlled. If you could switch it on and off at will, it would stop meaning anything. There's also a strange feedback loop that makes blushing feel so much worse in the moment. Once you become aware that you're blushing, that awareness itself is a form of self-focused embarrassment, which triggers more adrenaline, which widens your blood vessels even further. In other words, noticing yourself blush can actually make you blush harder. Your brain reads, "I am now visibly embarrassed," as its own fresh threat, and the same automatic system fires again on top of the first wave. This is part of why trying to consciously stop blushing almost always backfires. The effort to suppress it draws more attention to the exact feeling that's causing it. Not everyone blushes with the same intensity. Some people flush deep red at the smallest social slip, while others barely show a change at all in the same situation. Researchers believe this comes down to differences in how reactive a person's sympathetic nervous system is. Essentially, how quickly and how strongly their body's alarm system responds to a perceived social threat. It isn't about being more or less embarrassed on the inside. It's about how loudly your body chooses to broadcast it on the outside. So the next time your face goes red at the worst possible moment, remember, you're not weak, and you're definitely not overreacting. You're experiencing one of the only truly involuntary signals the human body produces. It's wired straight into the same ancient system that handles fear, and it runs completely outside your control, no matter how much you wish otherwise. If anything, it might be proof that you're a genuinely honest person, because blushing is one signal your body has. Never learn how to fake. If you like learning something weird and true about your own body, subscribe. Every week I explain the strange stuff your body does that nobody ever tells you about.